welcome to the Arrow Panel Tap number 42. I'm one of your co-hosts, James McGarren, aka Buzzard.
I'm Roger Clark, at Roger Clark on Twitter.
I'm Dalton Runberg, at RunDaltonRun on Twitter.
And I'm Demo, at Bromead on Twitter. And guess what? We're back!
We're back, baby!
We're back. It's only been like 1 or 2 days since our last episode.
We took a little break, but we are back, and we just found out something interesting. There are 42, at this current time, there are 42 songs in Ace2O.
Oh my god.
And this is the 42nd Tap episode. Is that a coincidence?
That is so interesting.
It's very interesting.
Neat.
Thinky face.
0% coincidence.
Cool.
This was ordained long ago.
Nice.
Ordained.
This is why we have decided to return.
So we've all been on a break. What have you all been up to? You playing DDR? You playing Pump It Up? You playing Pump It Up XX? What's going on?
Omid's been playing DDR.
I've been playing a lot of DDR.
Omid's been turning
Maybe
it
too much
up.
DDR. Maybe too much DDR. Thank you. Yeah, I've been, I feel like I have leveled up a lot since our last episode, so happy to talk about that later.
Level Up? Hey,
Yeah.
that's funny.
It's an awesome song. Although that's not my favorite song. Favorite new song. So I guess you guys can talk about what you've been up to. But Ace2O is, I think, put out the most good new songs in a long time.
We're also very blessed here in the Bay Area to have, 3 gold cabs now
I think
in
so.
the area?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's
Yeah.
not brag too much.
Well, I mean, this is
There's
the
still-
SF Evolved Pro.
There's still 6 person lines on all of them at all times.
Yeah. More
I
round
mean,
ones
actually,
opening?
not really. Like, people have been avoiding the gold cabs.
It's true.
Kind of, sometimes. I mean, it depends who's there, but, like, a lot of people just want to play on...
Yeah, it's a complex situation. I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
this is probably the thing we should talk about the most on this episode. But, I had my first really good experience with Ace2O the other day. And if anyone doesn't realize this, Ace2O or A20 is the new gold version of DDR that came out. And
Which
we,
currently is it's exclusive to the gold cabs, but will soon land on a white cab near you.
Hopefully.
we hope.
Hopefully.
We don't know exactly,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it did in Japan, but we don't know what the
And
situation... And yeah, in Korea by the time this episode comes out.
so hopefully we'll get it soon. We don't actually know whether we will, when we will.
Or what it will be like, if it'll be localized, if we'll lose premium mode.
Yeah, it's all up in the air.
Yeah.
But you can kind of assume that there's a few things that are going to happen.
Mhm.
They have a menu on the Gold Cab now where you can choose the language. And one of the languages is English, and we speak English here. So maybe that will, factor in somehow.
Bode well for us. Yeah.
Couple more cabs showing up in Australia and New Zealand, I also heard.
That's great.
So another reason to add English to
Sweet.
H2O.
Yeah. Well, they need an Australian variant of English, though, because it's a whole other language, man.
The top judgment is a marvelous. It's just good day.
It's just good day. Good marvelous.
It's just Marvy.
Harvey.
Totally would be. What have you been up to, Roger?
I'm trying to get back into DDR, actually, over the past few weeks. And I played at the new Hayward Round 1 just a few days ago. And it's a great location. I'm really excited to have a yet another Round 1 location in the Bay Area. And the Gold Cab there, I was just saying that a few minutes ago, but I think it's my first good experience with Ace2O. The San Jose
Pads are
Gold
really
cabinet, the pads, I pressed the button and I would get a miss. And I'm like, I don't like this. But this, the Hayward cabinet, it seems like, at the very least on the right side, maybe this is getting way too specific for people who are listening to the podcast, but I was having a good time getting some decent scores. The timing is quite different. You have to press the button early instead of late. And
That's interesting because I thought the problem with the undersensitive pads was the fact that they weren't broken in yet. So the fact that you had a good experience on an even newer cab.
it's hard to say. I don't know.
It feels modded, honestly. Like I put it on that Gold Cab and it doesn't feel like a stock DDR pad at all. It feels just like if you've been to Japan, you've been to Eternal Tower. It feels like those crazy like
Flat
aftermarket.
pads.
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't played it.
It's crazy.
I haven't played at Hayward yet. I didn't have a super big issue. Well, it was hard for me because I stopped playing for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Or somewhere around
Yeah, I think
there.
we all did.
Yeah,
Except for Omid.
Except for Obi.
But now is a better time than ever to pick it back up.
Yeah, so I was not playing for a while, and then when I did start playing again, I was playing on the Gold Cab, so it was hard to tell, like, am I getting worse scores because I'm out of practice, or it's because it's a gold cab, or because it's like low speed mods because we don't have 0.25. So there was like a lot of factors that it was, or is it because of the pads? There's a lot of factors to kind of consider, and that could potentially be playing into like the scores that I was getting.
Yeah.
I still got some good scores.
I was kind of astonished that watching you play at San Jose like a couple weeks ago. Was it a week ago?
Yeah.
And I would get up there. I played a song. It's like 3 misses on the up arrow, and it's like this is worthless. Dalton gets up there and plays like 15s and is getting PFCs. I'm like, okay, clearly I'm doing something wrong that he's doing correctly. I think there's just something different about the way certain people play, where their feet just kind of dig into the pad, and
yeah, it's interesting.
I don't do that.
It reminds me of KAC.
Yeah.
I saw what happened
Yeah,
at KAC.
exactly.
Some different techniques. Some of them worked better for the gold cab than others.
Yeah, FFMs with multiple PFCs on some of the hardest songs in the game, and
I got that FFM's technique. What can I say?
and then other
I
people
guess you do.
struggling.
How?
Like I know Chris almost failed Valkyrie Dimension.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and it's like it's not all his fault. It's he just has muscle memory and
Yeah, it's interesting. We should study this, I think, because
I think it has a lot to do with how you hit the up arrow. Honestly,
Yeah.
it boils down to something that simple. I've been trying to like hit it with my toes more and just kind of poke it more.
Yeah,
like an
that's kind of how I play, actually. Like, I sort of, like, angle my foot down and, like, sort of, like, pigeon toe my foot.
Yeah, I don't do that. I just kind of always hit it flat.
this week on the arrow panel, how to hit the up arrow.
It is-
it's like
the
next
precise
level
up-
tech.
it's-
Yeah,
really
yeah,
is,
the
though.
precise angle of attack for hitting the
Yeah,
up arrow.
it is the most pressing question of our time.
I mean, like a couple like local players were asking me how I do brackets the other day, and when I felt like a crazy person describing it to them because I felt like they thought that I was trolling them, and I literally was like, "You're like hitting it like 192nd note with like your heel and toe. It's not just like a slam straight down. It's like you're hitting." You're making sure that you're hitting both arrows with your heel and your toe. You're just doing it basically instantly. And I was like, but that sounds crazy. But like that is what I do personally.
Yeah, I have small feet. I mean, yeah, your feet are like 4 inches bigger than mine, but I have to like
Size 12.
I have to like curve my
Yeah, I gotta curl it somehow.
Yeah.
which is not always the most comfortable.
Size
but,
13 here. I don't have this problem.
but overall impressions about the gold cab. What do you think?
I mean, so I think the screen, it would look cool if the game was running at
God.
1080.
Did I message you about this? I think.
I
Or
think
I
the,
tweeted about
the
it or something. I don't
pixels
know.
are
Oh.
it's running at 720p, 1280 by 720 resolution, and this screen is like 55 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at it, even from standing on the pads, you can just see these huge pixels. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, like I understand maybe they just didn't, have the computing power on these machines to run the game at a high resolution, or they didn't want to take the time to
Like all the assets are
make
still,
all the assets
Yeah.
again. But it's definitely noticeable.
Yeah. You know what I would love is
Super
a
noticeable.
mini mode on these bigger cabs. Like on ITG.
Yeah.
Make the arrows a little bit smaller to fit more of the...
It certainly makes it harder to read. Like that was kind of my biggest fear, and
Yeah,
like
I feel
stuff
huge.
I had heard that you have to read slower. Like I could on white cabs, like I can read up to like 700 BPM, and then now it's like 600 feels.
It feels
flying.
like going back in time, kind
Yeah.
of.
I think just because you can't quite see as much out of the periphery, sort of at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
But going from the gold cab back to the white cabs, it feels like playing on mini hallway.
Yeah.
Because the
Hallway
screen's
too,
like
yeah,
tilted.
I agree with that.
But yeah, it's hard to say about the pad lights because they taped over the corner pad lights
So
at
some
San
people,
Jose.
I've noticed some people are very upset about the pad lights. I don't notice it that much. I guess it's the glare mostly, right? On
Yeah,
on the
it
screen.
Depends on your height, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
I don't know.
but I'm like average height, so
Yeah,
I'm
but
tall. I didn't notice it.
but yeah,
I think
San-
people are just sensitive.
San Jose they taped over the lights. The like corner edge lights. So I don't know, but
It certainly look cool.
I think that the machine itself, like, it looks pretty good. Like for being
Yeah, it looks great.
For being like a huge gold god, like seeing it in person, you're like, wow, this certainly like I can see what they're going for.
It's
here.
extreme. You know?
Yes.
I mean, if we're talking about positives, like the songs, I've never been this excited. Like I've never actively wanted to listen to DDR music. Like that's just not my taste exactly. There have been bangers throughout the years, of course, like, stuff like Ghost and So Deep, like amazing trance songs, sure. But like for me, these are songs that I would either hear in 2DX and be like, I want to make music like this, like how I felt about 2DX in most of its, through most of the years that I've been playing. Or it's like, I don't know, like I acted like it's just so weird to actively want to listen to DDR song. And like there's so many good songs. All the new songs that have been released as either extra exclusive or through the Golden League event, those are all incredible. The charts are incredible for like the 95% of them.
Yeah,
It's definitely
so
it's
just
it's a different direction.
It feels like 21st century DDR, and it's like super. Well, that was a stupid thing to say.
I think
it's like 2010s DDR.
I think they took like the direction they were going in Ace and just kind of cranked it up. Like they
totally.
With Ace, it seemed like they finally understood that EDM was something that happened.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, oh, let's like try and do something like this. And with this, it seems like they finally gone and actually gotten in contact with some people who are in the Japanese EDM scene and just like directly licensed stuff from them, which is great.
The cool thing about DDR, after all these years, it's kind of almost like a time capsule for electronic music.
Totally.
It's like the like DDR Extreme is kind of like it captured that Eurodance, that trance,
that year 2000 kind of vibe.
The year 2000 vibe. And I think we're going to be looking back at like Ace and Ace 2.0 in like 10 years with the same kind of fun. It's like, remember EDM? The EDM was
the 2019,
yeah. I mean, playing through like I recently acquired a 2DX cabinet, and like playing through first style, second style, that era of music is also super interesting because it's a lot of like Detroit techno-ish sounds.
Totally.
And you're just like, I don't understand how like this was a thing back in the day. It's like
it's sick.
It's so cool. Like it sounds so dated, but it sounds like great. Like the old Slake songs. You're just like, this guy's a genius. Like it's so.
It just has it's like an aesthetic.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think that excitement is that excitement about music is what A20 is bringing, which is for me not a usual thing for me in DDR. So I've very much appreciated that.
Which I just think it's cool because it's like it's a lot of the same people that are producing the game and putting the song, arranging the songs together and stuff like that, and they're like really up to date with like electronic music.
They seem to really be paying attention. I was excited to finally get a DJ Shimamura song in DDR. Never happened before now. I don't know why.
Right. Yeah.
Why not? And
same with Norken, right? Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this on the last time we talked about Ace 2.0, but I gotta say it again. It's really cool that they finally did that.
It's awesome.
And a lot of great songs.
The new Give Me song that's a Golden League exclusive is so hype. Like, it's just this happy hardcore banger. New Era, which I believe is Soda. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like, so good. I don't know. You could laundry list, honestly.
New Era's, it's a very...
Such a good song.
It's a very interesting sounding song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the chart for it is pretty unique.
Very cool tempo changes.
Yeah, it has, people complain about tempo changes, but like I watched it a handful of times on YouTube and I was like, okay, I mostly have this now. Like, I like got it down for the most part. And a lot of them are like fairly like obvious. I even like sight read it and like after playing it for like a little bit, you get like halfway through and you can like kind of predict when you kind of start learning like, oh, there's going to be a slowdown here.
Does challenge your foot speed though, because at the end you still have to do 240 BPM bursts.
Yeah.
And throughout the song actually.
And there's all the new American pop licenses.
Yeah, those just came out.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I'm an albatross.
Well, yeah. What do we had a question about ranking them.
Like ranking them in terms of what's the best and what's the worst?
Yeah.
Music is totally objective.
Well, no, I mean, not necessarily just the music. I think as a combination of it's kind of like reverse, that the songs that like aren't particularly good have better charts and the songs that are good have not great charts.
I do agree
it's
with
interesting.
That.
Like I posted on Twitter a couple weeks ago when we heard about Clarity, and I was like, "Oh, Clarity! It's like the best EDM song of the 2010s."
Yep.
I'm so hyped to have it in DDR.
Yep.
And then it's a 9 on Expert,
which is the lowest of all of these.
And the chart is just like straight out of like home version from 2006. You know, like
So sad.
This is what I was expecting, though. I don't know.
it makes sense. You know, like you have like a very popular song and you want it to be accessible to people.
Yeah. But just because it makes sense doesn't mean it's
just because exactly. It's disappointing. Also, it's off sync.
So
Why?
it's the worst. I think it's. I was telling the guys outside. I'm pretty sure it's later than Tribe. Like I'm pretty sure.
I just don't get it.
It's later than Tribe. It's insane. Before we moved on to that question, though, I did want to touch on this adjusting.
We did have a question.
To there and back. Was that a question also?
There was a question.
But I know you guys briefly mentioned it earlier.
As Victor or XY Havocs asked, maybe we could discuss tips on ways people can adjust.
Yes.
Yeah, adjust between the cabs better.
Well, you play your first song on the other one, you suck.
So
then
I don't know. I got teased by a couple people in some chats because I like don't have a problem, and so and the reason why is like I think when you play extreme, like I play Extreme Pro pretty much only in tournaments. And I think that like the way I always think about switching between DDR Ace, which I'm primarily there for whatever tournament, and Extreme, is that I already know that going into Extreme, like everything's going to be earlier. Like everything's going to be more like aural. Like an Ace, everything's like basically late. With some exceptions that are like really early, like Destination or something. But in general, like Extreme you hit earlier than Ace you hit later than Extreme. So like just have that mindset going into it, and then also just like play slower speed mods. Don't try to like force playing like 600 or whatever. Play
it's
slower.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, like play like 50 BPM or whatever, 50 points lower than your Ace speed mod. And the last thing I would say is just like get used to reacting to your fast slow. Well, A, buy a basic course, and B, react quickly to your fast slow judgment. It'll make you a better player on both games, I think. If you just like can really internalize like, okay, I see that I'm getting a lot of slows. I should be stepping earlier now. Like I think those three things like should get you some percentage points better than maybe where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a super difficult. I mean, obviously, there's going to be like a little bit of a dip going from one to the other, but it wasn't like ridiculous to me. It just takes a little bit of more mental thought to like sort of very briefly like retrain yourself to go from hitting early to late. But I think it's going to take a song or two or something.
It takes me a song or two. I just think the more it's in your head that it sucks, the more it's gonna suck. So if you just like have the mindset of like, this game's early, this game's late, like as a baseline, hopefully it won't bother you as much because you'll know what you're getting into.
I'm also
the more you practice.
I'm also just like super like visual player anyway, so it like doesn't really bother me that much.
So to recap, you gotta remember it's late, concentrate on mental thinking.
Just concentrate on the mental thinking part.
Yes.
Just mentally think about the mental thought.
It's really good advice for just DDR in general. Just know where you are on the sync.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good life advice to
self-awareness.
No, to just think. Just please.
But think mentally.
Just think mentally.
If you're gonna think, make it be mental thought.
When you guys are walking on the sidewalk, are you paying attention if you're late or early on those sidewalk tiles?
Sometimes.
Oh, I absolutely try to
step on those cracks.
Yeah. I try to like time it out so you're stepping directly.
Yeah, my toe hits the crack. I'm like, a little late there.
Every step I actually do at 150 BPM just because I want to always be in sync with max 300. It's like a
We're actually totally serious.
Life philosophy.
Yeah, I do the sidewalk crack thing, for sure.
It's just, you can't help it.
So the question was actually rank the new English licenses from least to most bop.
Nice.
Bop. Okay.
That's doable.
So I think we can all agree that...
We're doing bottom first?
Yeah, Play Hard.
Play Hard.
Which everybody hates.
That's my vote. My vote's
It's sacrilegious.
It's so bad. I never want to listen to it again. I PFC'd it. It's over. I'm not going to go for the MFC. I don't know.
So it's some like David Guetta reinterpretation of Better Off Alone.
It's not even a reinterpretation.
Yeah, they just ripped out the chorus from Better Off Alone, just stuck it in a David Guetta song, and put Neo and Akon on it. And it's like, it's so bad.
It's also furthering like the capitalist agenda. Work hard, play hard. No, I don't want to work hard.
Yeah.
It's
I
just,
want to work a little bit and play a lot. Like, give me a break here.
Exactly.
it's just like the Pitbull song in
Oh my
DDR
God.
Ace.
Yeah,
It's
very
about-
fiscally irresponsible.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Rise up.
It just sucks.
Seize
they could
the
just
means of
they could have just
production.
put the Alice DJ song in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be much better.
Gamers, rise up. Okay, yeah, that's by far the worst one. So the next one I would say is probably Alone.
Yeah, I mean, I think the chart for Alone is good. It's like pretty fun. It's
You
like
said this earlier. It's inverse.
Yeah, like
The worst
the
songs are
song.
the
I
best.
mean,
I agree with you.
Marshmallow.
I mean, the Play Hard chart is not even that great.
It's all right.
It's all right, but
It's meh.
The disclaimer is that Roger hates Marshmallow.
Yeah, I gotta say I hate Marshmallow. It's just the guy. He's so totally devoid of any sort of like.
he's just like white
See, I
and
got him
fluffy and
started.
featureless.
Yeah, I would say so. You know.
Yeah.
He was just created in some marketing lab.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, see that's just kind of where that spot is for me, honestly.
But the chart is pretty good.
Yeah.
Dalton commented earlier, they use 16th notes in a license.
Oh yeah,
It's amazing.
Well, if you like 16th notes,
and that,
one of these has all 12th notes.
I'm an albatross.
Is that next? I'm trying to figure out what's next.
It's a weird
Play
song.
Hard,
It's We Know What to Do
Alone.
2.0.
It has some cool patterns in it, though,
Yeah.
where you're like, you have to skip, sort of like, you have to put your foot on the left note and then the up note. Yeah, I don't know.
Up notes connect
It's like
to
I'm
the
just-
left note. The left notes
It's like
connect
I'm just
to the
learning
right
how to play
note.
DDR.
Let's just recite the specific step charts. Left, up,
I
down,
feel like
right.
there's a lot of ties here. I feel like, for me at least, like No Tears Left to Cry and New Rules are like kind of tied.
I was very disappointed with I love New Rules as a song. I love
Yeah.
Dua Lipa. Please listen to all of Dua Lipa's music. She has a lot of very great songs, a lot of great music videos.
Yeah.
Very disappointed with the chart because it just like misses the rhythm so bad. Like I've heard this song so many times and had the rhythms in my head of like, oh, if I was gonna make a chart for this, like this is how it would be. And then I was just like watching. I haven't had a chance to play these yet, but I watched the video for it and I was just like, what are these rhythms? It's kind of disappointing.
Yep.
And same thing with Clarity. It's just like a 9. Like it's what I expected
Yeah,
because it's just like.
I wonder exactly what the conversations are internally that they're having. Like, they're like, should we make this easy because we know that it's going to be attractive to the casual players?
Yeah.
But are the casual players playing an expert?
Yeah, I don't know
Or
why they're. I don't know why the
I
expert
wonder.
has to be like.
Because they could just make it a 16. It's,
you guys don't think it's actually the music doesn't lend it like a difficult.
I
chart?
mean, there's so many songs in DDR where there's like a 16 for it, and it doesn't sound like it
Yeah.
should be.
No, I
so
think
you
it's
could
like-
just do it
it's
anyway.
It's part of like a retention-y kind of like gateway kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like if I'm a new player and I can play the song on expert, that's exciting, right? And like
Yeah, it makes sense.
like my girlfriend, to give an example, like she is like in Life 4, she's like Wood 3, and she's like entering that range of like bronze, like which is like you gotta pass like I think a 13. It's like one of the ones you can choose basically from the list.
Yeah.
And so like that like for her passing like expert songs is sweet. And it's like she's
Yeah.
passing 9s and 10s right now. There's a lot of expert 9s and 10s, and that feels really good. It feels better than like just playing basic songs and playing like 4s or whatever.
The difficulty levels are completely like arbitrary.
Yeah.
Because there's like difficult songs that are like harder than
Totally.
expert songs. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
that the actual like names and relative like rankings of like, oh, expert charts, it's so irrelevant, but like people still think about it that way.
Right. Yeah.
Personally,
Just
I actually like that there's somebody at Konami that's saying like, let's have a group of songs where we're doing like 10s, 11s, and 12s.
yeah, you got to do it.
Because it would suck if all expert charts
If
were,
everything
like,
was
15.
impossible.
Yeah.
It's like I
Yeah.
play ITG nowadays, and like every pack is like, oh, there's that starts at 11, goes up to 16. And you're like, okay,
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I'll put it on Little or whatever.
Yeah. So Party Rock Anthem, which was, it's really weird that, I mean, this song is like 8 years old now or something.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
just now decided to put it in. It's kind of like,
There's also a lot.
It's very well known,
Yeah.
Yes, there's
It
a lot
is.
better songs that they could have.
but
chosen.
it's
no, I think it's a perfect fit
It was
for
a recent meme.
It's a perfect fit for a DDR license. Like, I'm not mad that they included it. I'm kind of mad that they cut it right before Every Day I'm Shuffling, but which is like that's the song, man, and you.
Yeah, they could have done a little fun thing with the chart too.
I mean, so they did. The chart for it is actually very good.
I think it actually might be the best chart.
Oh yeah,
of the licenses
for sure.
Yeah, probably.
Like it has like very like sort of tricky crossovers, like really weird patterns that like I guess if you wanted to, you can kind of shuffle them. I don't know. We need to get John Chaos on that, or like Melvin Rubio.
Yeah.
To do some fancy footwork there.
Yeah, Dalton called it Vanessa Jr. earlier.
Yeah, it is. It's just like if you made Vanessa eighth notes and way slower, because it's just like
So it's pretty cool. It's like
these very weird.
It's
turns.
almost like a joke song in some way. Probably because of the meme that's been going around, the party rock anthem meme.
I mean, LMFAO is just like a joke band to begin with. Like,
speaking of marketing petri dishes.
Yeah, but I gotta say, at least with that, there's like a kitschy element that I can relate to.
True,
like it's like they're self-aware.
Yeah.
Whereas Marshmallow is like too self-serious.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
I'm gonna be self-serious wearing this marshmallow thing in my head.
Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Grab his mic. But yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, like, going back to the difficulty discussion, like, of course, James, like, there's so many bangers that are low difficulty. It's like Soda Galaxy's 12.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best songs in the game.
Those.
The Light is a 13. I think the
I played The Light so many times.
It's a fantastic song.
Get on the Floor. Did you play Get on the Floor?
Absolutely.
It's an 11.
The beat is
so hard.
11.
Yeah, the speed is.
Yeah, I didn't play.
So good.
And I think I only pretty much played like 13s and above when I was playing on Gold. One thing I wanted to say about the Gold Cab though is I don't know what it is, but I like playing doubles on it with like the flat screen.
Oh yeah,
like that. Yeah. That it. I don't know. It feels good to like play doubles with like a flat screen like that for some reason. I don't know if it's just because of like your placement of your body or something, but it just. I don't know. I actually liked because the network went down on the machine for a while on the Gold Cab at San Jose and like for like an hour or two. And so nobody wanted to play because you couldn't sign in. So I was just like, oh, okay, I'll just play some like doubles charts. And I was like, oh, I actually kind of like because I think it's because I read slower on double anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So it's like not as much of an issue.
I had that same feeling with Pump because Pump has the TX cab.
Yeah,
the same style screen, and I enjoy playing. I play doubles only on Pump. I don't really play doubles on DDR.
Yeah, so I thought it was just kind of an interesting thing. I noticed that I was like, I actually kind of like this better.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah,
try getting into doubles.
But yeah, I mean, so like some of the other new songs like. Omid loves fashion, obviously.
It's really good.
It's not only is it musically one of the best songs, it has like a really fun chart.
It's got those flams.
So fun.
That's your shit.
It's so fun. My first DDR tattoo is just going to be one teal arrow. I've actually decided. So.
Teal arrow.
Are you actually serious? You're gonna get?
Yeah, I'm actually going to get
teal arrow.
I have 4 tattoo ideas.
Are each of them DDR arrows?
Literally. Each of them is a DDR. No, none of them are DDR related.
Oh.
But I just, I saw a tweet a few days ago and I was like, why don't I have a DDR tattoo? DDR is the biggest part of my life.
Yeah. And honestly, it makes a cool tattoo. I've seen a lot of DDR tattoos.
Think about how I want a teal arrow. It's just, I need one.
Just something about the arrow shape is cool. I think you all should get DDR tattoos.
I really like Blaster. Or Blister.
Blister. The Silicon Valley Blaster. You just take out all the vowels and make it a name.
Those drop vowels.
Thing.
It's a really interesting chart. Lots of very strange rhythms, and there's lots of holds in it, which makes it hard. And holds mixed with the strange rhythms makes it kind of hard to read. There was one section 75% in that I just kept messing up. Mm-hmm. I had to sit there and watch that section on YouTube in the arcade to be what is going on here? And then there's some just wild turns at the end, which I love.
It's so cool that they actually keep getting better at making charts.
Yeah, Splash Gold.
Everything so
Splash
good.
Gold is
it's
insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I have never seen they've never done anything like that in DDR.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The half turn for an extended period of time. You have to do 2 half turns.
There's Nostalgia is Lost, does it?
Oh, you're right.
But it's not. But Nostalgia is Lost is not a sustained run.
That's true. Yeah.
Whereas these are actually and there's holds thrown in there too. It makes it very hard to read.
That was one of the few songs I got world number 2 score on while we were on break.
Sweet.
Nostalgia's Lost?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Good times.
Oh, did we mention No Tears Left to Cry?
We did not.
Oh.
But we got to mention it because Ariana Grande is a big DDR fan.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a great song. I love the song. I don't know if it's necessarily appropriate for DDR
Yeah.
because it's not doesn't have like a 4/4 kind of rhythm to it.
I think she's like she has way better songs that could have been used, and like even like fairly recent songs that could have been better suited.
But it is good
for DDR.
And it has like a really tricky tempo change in the beginning. It kind of reminds me of Electro Tuned.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an Electro Tuned.
I was gonna say She Is My Wife.
Yeah, it's
oh yeah, but I know exactly. Yeah, where it seems like the frame dips,
kind of screwed up.
Just like barely.
The frame rate.
And it's got some good rhythms in it because it has some green notes and some yellow notes. Just all the colors.
Yeah, it's pretty rhythmically complex. The patterns aren't like super inspired or anything, I don't think, but
it's like a 10.
Yeah, or
11.
or even like a 9, maybe. I don't know, but like it's rhythmically interesting at least.
As far as these songs for developing players go, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you guys think is next?
Boss songs?
More boss songs? You think more interesting patterns?
I mean, what I hope is next is like some kind of nonstop support for America. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Dawn mode,
Dawn mode, yeah.
That'd be super cool.
I mean, yeah. If who knows? There's a question about that too. Do we think that America's going to get the premium mode back? And it's like even then, like, would only the so another thing is that they released the A20 on the white cabs in Japan, and now in Korea, it's a blue theme.
Yeah.
Which kind of reminds...
It looks really cool.
It looks great.
I haven't seen it in person.
Really cool.
Well, I guess none of us have seen it in person yet. But it reminds me of the old, like, ITG recolors.
Yeah.
Where people would just, like palette swap.
The hue hacks.
Like, we had the green one.
Yeah, I was like, are we sure
everywhere.
are we sure that Devin didn't make this? But, I mean, I do like blue, but it's still, like, obviously I like blue, but it has that feeling of, like... This was an afterthought, sort of. Like, it does seem like it's just, like, huge shit. Like, it very much feels like, oh, this was made to be gold, and now it's just, they made it blue.
It still looks cool.
It does.
I think it looks really cool. It's so interesting, though, because, like, even between, like, Max 2 Extreme, the UI... It was, like, similar wheel and stuff, but, like, the all of the sounds and, like, UI pieces with like assets were like really different.
Yeah, even the fonts.
Yeah. And this literally just seems like white, gold, blue reskins. Like all the assets seem like they're the same. So have they done this in DDR before, where they just like made 3 reskins of like the same exact?
No, each one has been quite unique.
Like even 2013 and 14 were like pretty different, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean,
it's interesting.
They were pretty similar, but like I think they did change it quite a bit between A and A20.
Yeah.
Like the song wheel and like a lot of it is similar, but they added a lot more like elements, especially like the song the transition.
The non-stops are
like,
really
the menu music is amazing.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I love all the sound direction.
Except for
so good.
The timer noise, which they changed. They changed
it back to A. So
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, because it was that really loud like. Very.
We won't do it.
It was just like a very loud beeping noise that like
Jim Carrey on Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. You want to hear the most annoying noise? Yeah. So, but apparently they like patched it and changed it back to the old like.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
I guess they got a lot of complaints.
To get back to what you were saying, I think it's unclear what's going to happen. You know, like we could get Ace 2.0, we could get it for the white cabs, and it won't have the Dawn mode stuff, and then. It's possible that we would never get it because, maybe we'll just have these Japanese version gold cabs forever, or they could just ship a U.S. version to the gold cabs in America. They could do whatever they want.
Switch the servers. I mean, because right now the gold cabs are running on the Japanese server.
Yeah, I mean they could do whatever they want. It's software, so who knows? I hope that they think about this and they think. Okay, well, most of the cabinets in America are the white cabinets. Mm-hmm. Let's give them the features anyway, even if they're not on the gold cabs. But
So yeah, what I heard is Round One is very close with Konami on all of this, and so the fact that Round One has such a huge presence in the U.S.
And they're just expanding more and
Yeah,
more.
and they have a lot of money, and so I think Round One is no doubt pressuring Konami. To
Yeah,
make
let's hope
changes.
so. Let's hope they're our advocate for us.
Yeah.
Cygnus asks a really good question. What one thing would you like to see in A20 that you're hoping Konami will finally put in? The elusive 20-footer, the monster logo as a note skin, collabs with a certain artist or game, etc.
I want to see rolls. They own that intellectual property now, so why
you know,
not?
I wish, honestly, along those same lines, I wish they would just make Shock Arrow's mines. Just do it.
Yeah, Shock Arrow. Nobody likes Shock
I
Arrows.
hate mines, but if you're gonna have Shock Arrows, it's just worse mines.
Yeah,
right.
it is.
It literally is.
So you
worse
could just
than
make. You could just make mines.
Can you just make the Shock Arrow window smaller, please?
Yeah.
Why not both of those things? That would be my
yeah.
Just make
Both of
instead of
things.
looking like mine, just make them look like Shock Arrows. It's fine. Just,
Like
just split them up.
individual Shock
And
Arrows.
get rid of the stupid
Oh,
blanking the screen thing.
Yeah, I think-
Nobody
So-
likes that.
Cygnus, I would say the one thing, like, I could take or leave everything else, but please just give me M mods. That's all I want.
Or even just
Yeah, that would be
a
cool.
0.1 increment mods.
Sure.
Would be fine.
Sure.
M
Just
mods are
M mods.
practically universal now. Yeah,
They
2X
literally
has it.
exist in every
Yeah, and
Please
pump it
put
up.
them in DDR.
Pump It Up
and
has it
pump it
too.
up. So
Yeah, come
it's I have an unprecedented dance game. Oh my god. No, it frustrates me because it's like it's in 2DX I never think about speed mods and it's like such a freeing like mental calculus part of the
Yeah.
game. Like I just
Nope.
don't have to think about like scroll speed.
And in case anybody
In
doesn't
2DX.
know what M mods are, so M mods is kind of like an automatic speed mod. You set what BPM you read at,
Yeah.
and then the average of the song. So not the whole song, but the average speed of the song is adjusted to that.
Or no, it's the maximum.
I think it's the
Yeah,
max.
That's what.
Yeah, it's adjusted proportionally based
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
maximum.
Yeah.
via computer.
Computers doing computing.
Yeah. Instead of who here has taken out their calculator to do BPM mods? I
Oh,
see you
a
don't do that all the time.
thousand times.
Every session.
Yeah, like one of my friends was watching me like on stream in a tournament and was like, "Why do you always like look at your like who are you texting before your tournament matches?" I'm like, "No, I'm like doing my speed mods." Like,
Computer.
I just don't even look.
Yeah.
I just kind of keep cranking it up.
yeah,
I don't want to know what the number is.
Oh, God.
It's getting up there.
That's how I was on. I don't know if I talked about this before, but that's how I was on when I played Elemental Creation. I was trying to PFC it, and I was like, well, 1.5 is a little bit too slow. I'm gonna try 1.75, but I'm not gonna do the math.
Honestly, it was fun. I played it the other day, 1.75. It's not too bad.
It's 742.
It's not too bad.
Not bad.
That's
You guys are weird. I put on 1.25.
Oh God. Oh.
The best is Sound Voltex, where everybody is learning how to read fast because it looks cool.
Yeah.
I remember talking
like-
It's
to
like 1,000 BPM.
yeah, talking
It
to like
does-
high
it
level
looks
players.
insane.
They
It
say
actually
like,
looks
it
insane.
sucks. I hate reading it at this fast, but it looks cool. So-
Yeah. Very important question from X Dankmeister. Are there going to be any more energy drink reviews?
Let's talk about a lot of stuff has happened with energy drinks since we've been on the break.
From the first bang.
It has.
Bang and
Bang
rain.
and rain.
So you had your first bang.
Yeah.
What flavor was it? Did you get the cotton candy one?
Oh my, they make cotton candy ones?
Yeah.
There's like 30 flavors.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta try. I had
the
the
pink one.
peach something.
Oh.
Peach mango.
See,
So good.
I
It's
had
fantastic.
that one. I love peach and I love mango.
Yeah.
I had that, and I actually that's the one I did not like.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that was my first and only one. I thought it was great.
I thought it was going to be great. I get all like I just kind of randomly buy like I'll just buy a couple of these bang flavors or buy a couple of these rain, and I like forget which ones I like and which ones I don't. But I do remember that one.
Huh.
But like I forget which ones are rain and which ones are bang. But like some of them are pretty good. I don't know. Just go grab some and they're cheap too. Usually, they're pretty
Yeah,
cheap.
I've been. I kind of can't handle the 300 milligrams.
It's a
Caffeine.
lot.
It's
I was
too much.
so wired.
Did you finish the
Holy-
whole thing?
Oh yeah, big time.
Damn.
I drink like 2.5 cups of coffee in the morning. Every morning.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I just drank a sugar-free Red Bull.
Just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a 300 max every day, and I can't go above that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I won't do more than 300.
I'm very thankful.
Max 300?
My new office, my new office has like all the best diet drinks. They got Diet Dr Pepper, which is
Nice.
the best diet soda.
Yeah,
They
agreed.
have
I had one today.
they have so did I. They have the Diet Cokes.
I have one right now.
The flavored they have the flavored Diet Cokes, especially
Can't check.
Oh, it can check. So Roger's having the blueberry.
Blueberry acai.
Yeah, and I'm rocking the orange vanilla Coke Zero, which is it's so good. It doesn't even taste zero.
I finished mine, but I had a yogu time with Indian food.
Nice.
Which is
That's
nice
appropriate.
Japanese Indian sort of pair. So.
Instead of drinking something, I STP'd a basic song on Extreme and Flip Flops. So be impressed.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the energy drink market, like, so Bang came out and
It's an independent brand.
yeah, and they just kind of like started eating into Monster's
brand.
market share and their shelf space. You walk into a gas station or something
yeah.
now, and you see just rows of Bang, and the Monster is just kind of relegated to this tiny section.
Yeah.
So Monster came out with Rain, which is their clone of Bang.
It's REIN or GN.
REIGN.
Is that what I
Yeah.
said? Is
Yeah,
that what I
like
said? Is that
Yeah,
how I
that's
spelled it?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, not
And,
RAIN.
Yeah, it's like like a
Like a gamer thing.
monarchy or something.
like
But,
Gamer Rain.
Yeah, it's like raining over your
Exactly.
opponents.
And yeah,
Like
it's
raining arrows over you.
Yeah, like raining arrows. yes.
English sucks.
my theory is that it's about, like Monster when they first started out, like they sort of appealed to like a segment of the population that couldn't relate to the branding of Red Bull because Red Bull's branding was just too refined. So you have Monster, it's kind of a little crappy, right?
Yeah.
Edgy.
Like
People
it's-
get monster tattoos and have like the bumper stickers on their trucks and shit.
And then over time, the Monster branding became better and better. And then we had like the Ultra Zero line, and like the cans are like embossed and like beautiful and
Yeah.
everything. And
like
I think
paisley patterns on
Yeah.
them.
and I think the normies are just like, oh, this looks too cool now. So Bang came out. It's really kind of like a
It's like what Red Bull or what
Monster used to be.
It's
Yeah.
I mean the design of it is really it's pretty simplistic.
It's,
It's just like a black can with and they like each flavor uses two color or like one or two color palettes, which
yeah, but so the name Bang, which obviously has some connotations
yeah.
and multiple contexts, and there's a sort of a gun theme going on. So I think
it
that
has
was-
it does
Oh, it
have
has
a
like
target.
the reticle. Yeah.
yeah.
They kind of nailed it. They got the gun and the sex themes
exactly.
Yeah.
in
So
one product.
so it makes sense why it's happening.
They have a wacky CEO too, apparently.
Oh, really?
He's like big on Instagram.
We talking like McAfee, like
Almost.
wacky, or
Almost that level.
holy moly?
Yeah,
dude.
so he's like he like has like 5 cans of Bang, and he's yelling at the camera, telling you about how to be successful in your life. And
What?
he gives you business advice.
Oh, is he like the Lamborghini guy?
That's amazing.
Can we
though.
play this
I,
for
I,
our podcast
I gotta
listeners?
see this.
He's a Guinea boy.
Can we play this video for our podcast?
I've gotta see this.
We'll have to tweet it out later.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, he looks exactly like you would expect.
But with
I don't know what I
It's
expect.
like John McAfee.
No, like think about what does the Bang CEO look like?
John
Think
McAfee.
about it. Yeah.
Just like a jacked 28-year-old
Like Jeff
bald
Bridges.
guy. Just like if Jeff Bezos just did a lot of steroids.
Pretty much, yeah. Fake tan, sunglasses.
Oh my God. You guys remember?
if
Oh my god.
oh no, he looks like douchebag like Ben Shapiro. And that was redundant. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think he looks a little bit like
kind of like Reggie.
Reggie. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Reggie.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
it's like a douchier Reggie.
But yeah, a lot of stuff happening in energy drinks lately. I've as I said, I can't really handle the Bang because it's just so much caffeine. I've been kind of trying the other stuff, and I've tried this one called 3D, which is made by this company in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's like they're going on the same sort of theme that the Monster, the Ultra Zero line has, where they sort of avoid telling you what flavor it is, but with 3D. It just says 3D on the can, and the can is a different color, but there's no information at all about the
Holy
flavor.
About what
Is
it
that
tastes
even
like.
legal?
I love
It's
that.
amazing.
Oh, that's
And,
You don't have to tell him what flavor it is.
the green one that I got is Mountain Dew flavor.
Oh,
Wow.
Where-
Insane.
Where do
That's
you, where do you
I
get
got it at
this?
GNC at Eastridge Mall.
Oh
And
man.
it's zero sugar?
Yeah, it's zero
Oh
sugar.
my god, that's
Oh,
awesome.
We gotta try this.
Interesting.
Does it taste better than Diet Mountain Dew?
My feelings on Diet Mountain Dew are complex.
That's like the worst soda.
It's
by
the
far.
worst.
That's by far the worst.
Yeah,
soda.
what does that question even mean?
It's
of
the
course
worst.
it tastes better. Than
But so Rain is actually owned by Monster,
Yeah,
and Bang like sued them
exactly.
over like because the branding is like so similar of
Yeah.
just like the same kind of can
Yeah, but they're
design.
gonna get owned because
Yeah,
Monster has
'cause-
more money.
Yeah, basically.
Monster's
is
like
it-
this, like out of most of the stocks of like the past like 20 years, Monster has done so much better than every other stock. Like Monster and Little Caesars, just insane.
wow.
You know,
Man, that sounds like a terrible night. Could you imagine eating a hot? Oh,
Oh
man.
my god.
Okay,
no, that's
so
disgusting.
you have
Crazy
you
bread
have
and a
half an
bang.
hour to chug 2 Monsters and eat an entire Little Caesars hot and ready.
And celebrate the stock market.
And then you have a half an hour to get it out.
my next YouTube video is actually featuring Little Caesars. So,
Oh yeah,
wow.
speaking of
you can look forward to that.
speaking of things that we've been up to, we're gonna take a tangent into Roger's YouTube corner.
Yeah,
here.
I've been trying to do some YouTube, reviewing some fast
pretty
food.
great.
It's
I enjoy it.
It's
pretty great.
It's very relaxing to just sit there and stare at the camera and talk for an hour about Jack in the Box tacos.
I've watched maybe a total of 15 minutes of both of them, but
Yeah,
Keep-
I watched
keep doing
the.
it.
Thank you.
I watched the
great.
Panda Express. one.
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like the was it like a little bit of Chinese music in the background? Maybe I was imagining.
Oh yeah, it was some JRPG music. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's always world music inflected there.
yeah. It sounded plinky plunky. It was very good.
very good.
What's this podcast about again?
Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh well,
Oh, that's right.
we forgot to mention that the X3 licenses are back. Well, they
Yeah.
got removed and then they got added back.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I played
Business.
Zuto Mitsumete Ite
That's
the
a
other
great
day.
song.
Is that the 16?
The Ryu Star song.
Oh yeah, the 15.
And,
See, I haven't played that.
It's so easy and so fun.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
It's one of
well-
the best. That's one of the best songs.
So I haven't played it since it came out in the US because I played it in Japan with Ginex Yasu and I
Yeah.
got 5 on it.
yeah.
Yeah, this
And
is actually a Japan exclusive.
Yeah. And I was like, I just don't even like want to play it again because I'm going to get way worse score than that and I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah, but you can play Paranoid KSKST mix.
Skirt mix.
Yeah.
Skirts. That's so funny. Oh my god! That reminds me. I keep forgetting the past few times I've gone to the arcade. I have to play the Trip Machine.
Oh god.
Because I'm looking at I have my scores open right now. I have a
Zach
951. I have a 951.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that one.
I played it in Japan trying to PFC it. Like I just went to like some random round 1 and just played for like an hour or 2 one night just trying to PFC it. I was just like, I can't do this, man.
It's
so hard.
impossible.
It's so hard. It's like Trip Machine Evolution, but like
Yeah, I feel like that
it's-
chart was like 7 years ahead of its time,
yeah.
basically.
So that's wild. Brilliant to You, aka BK mix is very
Oh
good.
yeah, that song's great.
Yeah.
Yep. It's one of
Um,
my
My
favorites.
score on Tohoku Vault Challenge is 24K higher than Trip Machine.
Oh man. But there's all other than the X3 remixes. There's also all the now
All the Japanese songs that we didn't have at all.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Lost One No Goku or whatever.
Yeah, RPG.
It's good.
yeah.
Which is great.
Good-
That's like one of the best 14s.
Good 14. There's
So
that.
fun.
Oh god, that 16 footer. The
The disappearance of Hatsune Miku.
no, that's a 15 now. It's like the Angel like World thing. I don't know what it's
Yeah, I know.
called.
I know.
But
what you're talking
it's
about.
like 8 minutes long. Like I thought I was almost done. I looked at my score and it was like 560K. I was like, what? I have like a 600 combo. It's so long. And then it has very difficult tap sections in it.
So if you live near a gold cab,
Play
a
it.
gold machine, you have a lot of stuff that you can play.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're aware of this.
I would say play those now because if
Yeah, they might disappear.
they might leave if
if we switch networks.
if there's a US version of A20 Gold, then we might lose access to those. So I would say
Totally.
like play those, get whatever score you want to get on them. If you're going for PFCs, whatever, try and knock all that out before we may potentially lose
And
them.
make sure you dig into the up arrow with your foot, like in a claw formation. Just-
About 28-degree angle.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good question, actually. Can we see a video? Oh, this is from Polly. Polyrath, at Polyrath on Twitter. Can we see a video in the near future of the Aero Panel crew doing freestyle and the FS Takeover doing tech?
Well, for one thing, FS Takeover does do tech.
That's true.
yeah.
Chaos is a very, very good player.
Yes,
And
indeed.
yeah, Gabby J is getting up there too.
Yeah.
The other part of the question, if we'll do freestyle, is no.
I'm gonna have to go with a Chris Yikes react.
Oh god!
And,
if you don't have that in your Discord channel, like, what are you even doing?
I am thinking of entering freestyle at Infinity Stage.
I'm interested in it. I don't know if I'm creative enough to come up with a routine.
My mind is blank, essentially.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
When I was like I was probably like 13 even, I tried to come up with a routine for Twilight Zone.
I did one for Dynamite Rave.
On like basic. What was that video of you earlier?
Don't.
I didn't even watch it.
It's a video. There's a video of me playing in a DDR tournament at an anime convention in 2007, wearing a Spider-Man costume.
Nice.
Sick.
Playing Max 300. So
Basically,
basically
freestyle. If you're wearing a costume while you play DDR, that's freestyle. Like that's just the rule. Like
that's
Probably. Yeah.
That's half the way.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Also, hashtag do it for Craigs.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, look forward to my freestyle to
No tears left to cry.
No Tears Left to Cry coming soon.
Shout outs to Ariana Grande. How cool! We should invite her to Infinity Stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just we'll just send her a DM.
Yeah, like I think if we just all coordinated a DM at the same time.
You know, if she's into DDR,
Is that how DMs work?
Yeah, or just added her a bunch.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's leaning too hard into Twitter harassment, but you know.
set of the week. Is it time?
Yeah, I was just seeing if there's any other questions.
No, there's definitely.
There's hundreds of questions.
And
Yeah.
there's thousands. And there's hundreds more topics.
But I think we covered most of it. We're just giving our general thoughts here about things.
So there's a big tournament coming up next weekend. Infinity Stage, August 9th through 11th at Round 1 San Jose. And we're all going to be in attendance if anyone's...
East Ridge Shopping Center.
At East Ridge Shopping Center in East San Jose.
In East San Jose.
And you can access this by taking the Tully Road exit on 101 South or the Capitol Expressway exit.
It depends which freeway you're coming
exactly.
from.
But anyways, there's going to be this thing called the Infinity Cup.
There is.
What is that?
Basically, entering tournaments. So there's going to be multiple tournaments at this thing. 10 tournaments, actually, for 7 music games.
Bunch of different games.
And you can enter all the tournaments. And based on your performance in these tournaments, you can possibly win the Infinity Cup, which is the main prize of the whole event. And we know exactly who's going to win it. So it's... You know, it's probably going to be Galen, but that's, you know, we're just giving him the trophy.
Yeah, being very, very good at all the other games. I don't know. Chris has him on. If Chris wins
Soundvoltex.
Chris texted me earlier. He said he hurt his hand.
Oh.
He might not enter Soundvoltex.
Oh, that sucks.
Too much hand blading.
Yeah,
Hand blading.
Do you know hand blading?
No.
It's a faux pas move where when you hit the faders with your hands.
Yeah. The nipples, as I call them.
Well, it's like when you're too lazy to actually twist the knobs.
Sure.
Just hit them. Just do this.
Oh God, yeah. So like wrist scratching on 2DX.
Yeah, it hurts.
So hopefully, we'll have a Twitch stream of the DDR tournament, which will be 2 days. Well, there's the 3 days actually.
Sort
so
of.
we have the Valkyrie Dimension women's tournament on Friday. We have the DDR lower technical and upper technical on Saturday, and the DDR finals or the top 16 tournament on Sunday.
There's also going to be freestyle on Friday night.
Exactly.
The freestyle takeover night in motion. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of dance games in a short period.
There's also a Pump It Up tournament, and lots of other stuff going on. 2DX, Ghidorah,
Groove Coaster. Oh,
Hell
baby.
yeah.
all sorts of stuff. So if you like music games, either come if you can, or look us up on the internet.
Yeah, infinitystage.gg.
Oh yeah.
We got our own website. We got a URL.
We have a Twitter account too, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
At Infinity Stage.
SJ.
SJ for San Jose.
Don't go to at Infinity Stage. Who knows what that is?
It's not us. It should be.
Got a question from at Famicona here, who says, "What Taco Bell meal pairs best with DDR?"
Ooh, none of them.
Well, Well, I gotta say, after DDR,
Oh yeah. Are we talking before, during, or after?
to fill some of the lost calories, I personally go for cheesy gordita crunches.
Oh, you gotta go for one of the golden, taco shells, golden
The
hard
chalupa?
shell. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
perhaps the chalupa.
I feel like the cheesy gordita crunch is a good amount of carbs. There's a good amount of fat, and it's like
it's very good. It's the Baja sauce or whatever that's on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, so
it's addicting.
Good.
I think there's actually nicotine in it. But basically, whenever I eat one of those, I'm just like, yeah, I feel like way better than I did before I ate this. So
And then
this is great.
20 minutes later, you feel way worse.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I like steak soft taco. They've got the avocado ranch on there.
Oh.
It's an unusual menu item because they sub out the sauce.
There's also those power bowls.
Yeah, Cantina Power Bowls.
Yeah, not my bowl.
Yeah, I do it sometimes to get no rice.
Not my bowl of Taco Bell, but no,
I'll go for a nacho fry.
Was that supposed to be like
the nacho fries?
Yeah,
They have new Reaper fries right now at Taco Bell, which is they have a spicy Carolina Reaper sauce.
Oh,
nice.
I like the nacho fries.
Yeah, it's nice and mild. It's not. I want to try the Reaper sauce.
Yeah, but
Something spicy.
the box for the nacho fries. So my thought process with Taco Bell is that like you have to switch up the textures of the items that you're getting.
Yeah.
Like you have to have one like soft thing like a burrito. Yeah. You have to have one crunchy thing like a taco, and then maybe an additional one of the others. But the nacho fries are like their own category. So the nacho fry box, you get the nacho fry box, you get a Doritos Locos Taco, and you get a beefy $5 burrito. No sour cream, thank you. So it's like the perfect mix of like all the textures like in one.
Damn.
You get the fry spear texture, and you get the hard crunch.
Yeah,
of the
This is
Doritos
definitely the
Locos
most
Taco.
I've ever thought about Taco Bell in my entire life.
And the new Baja Blast Zero Sugar is amazing.
Oh,
Wow.
and the Sweet Lightning. Actually, if you go to
KFC.
if you go to KFC, but there are combination Taco Bell KFCs.
That's true, but the combination Taco Bell KFCs do not have Baja Blast Zero Sugar.
Oh, but they do have Sweet Lightning.
They do.
Which is the brightest, like...
It's very orange.
It's a disgustingly orange color. It is frightening.
It's radioactive.
It's frighteningly...
Sponsored by Chernobyl, now on HBO.
Yeah.
We got Champions of the Coast 3 coming up August 23rd through 25th next month.
It's another multi-game music game tournament.
They're essentially copying us.
Yeah.
That's Massachusetts, right?
No, it's at Dunlin, New Jersey.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's at 8 on the Break.
8 on the Break, yeah.
Classic arcade. It's immortalized in the groove credits.
Yeah.
Does anyone even see those anymore?
No, they're all modded out of every theme.
Everyone puts their own picture in there.
Yeah. So yeah, we can move on to the tap set of the week. So we're going to pick A20 songs, Ace2O songs, however you want to call it. Even though we know not everybody has access to gold cabs yet, but if you do have access, you should play these songs.
If you don't have access, you can imagine them.
Just watch them on
watch them on YouTube.
Watch them on YouTube and tap them out on your thighs.
Yeah.
Just think about us while you're doing it.
Omi, did you want to kick us off? Do you have a new A20 song suggestion?
I do. I was going to say Fashion because it's just like the best song by far, but I'll just say my second favorite song, which is Cross. Teddy Lloyd song. Super awesome song. Ultra certified banger. Double platinum, diamond, shiny, all the shinies. So good. Chart's fine. It's a 13. I like it.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to pick Blaster because I think it's a very futuristic sounding song and a very futuristic sounding or playing chart.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of things going on there.
Yep.
I've noticed that like there's a lot more of the like yellow, blue, yellow sort of like patterns like in District of the Shadows, like those kind of like offset 16ths that like
they're all about the yellows,
like the like Blaster has like some of those too.
Yeah.
And half of Orca is yellow.
Well, I mean that's kind of a separate thing, but yeah. So Blaster, How about you?
I think I'll go for The Light, the W&W featuring
Such a good
Kizuna
song.
I gotta say, it's just an incredibly futuristic song. It's a, it's an EDM song featuring the virtual YouTuber Kizuna and you play it and you're like, this, I am just living in the year 2019 right now.
It's solidly 2019.
It just sounds
Such a good
so like
I love the chords.
like it sounds exactly like the music that I would be playing right now.
Yeah.
It's
So-
awesome. It's awesome. I
It
love
has a
that
music
song.
video in it too.
It's great.
Yeah.
And I will not pick an extra stage because we don't get extra stage.
We
Right
don't
now.
get it.
So,
We actually
Well,
just get
do you have any? I mean, I guess people could pick 2 of 3 here.
If they're just watching me on YouTube or imagining them,
Yeah, just watch all
that's
the
true.
songs.
Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw out.
Except for Play Hard. Don't watch that one.
I'm gonna throw out the Cartoon Heroes 20th anniversary mix because I like it. I know
Yeah.
people don't like it.
like I played it the other day and I hated it when I first heard it.
Me too.
And
yeah.
I went on that rant about how there's no cartoon in it anymore. But when I played it, I was like, okay, this feels like Cartoon Heroes. I'm getting like goosebumps
Yeah,
from playing this.
yeah.
It does the job.
The chart was a nice throwback.
Oh, we didn't mention Butterfly 20th anniversary.
Oh yeah,
remix
that's a new song
by Soda.
By Soda.
by Soda.
I wonder why they did that and didn't just license the Course K version from Dance Rush.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
real, that's such a good song.
maybe they just wanted some exclusivity.
Yeah.
It's a really good chart. It's like on the higher, I think,
12.
difficult, like complexity range of a 12. There's like some free zeros in either turns, or you have to like use the same foot and kind of like snipe. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's cool.
It especially like the latter half of it kind of has
Right.
some Soda rhythms in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a pretty solid remix for Butterfly, which we had all talked about before. We were all kind of expecting, didn't know who was going to do it exactly.
Thought it was going to be the Course K one, but
Yeah.
it ended up being something
Definitely
new.
surprising us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
So yeah,
Would have loved like a virtual self remix
oh,
of Butterfly.
maybe one day.
maybe it's already happened. We just have to hear it.
I mean, I wonder if Porter like in his early days of like
He's
of
a
like
big DDR fan.
of like making music, like just remix some DDR songs that are just like sitting on like a laptop in a closet somewhere. Oh,
Just put them on there.
The show we went to, that Ghosts remix that he did,
Oh, that's so
was the most energy I remember feeling at a show in like several years.
Yeah.
It was like so cool.
I mean, did you go to the Club System show?
I didn't.
Okay,
no.
that was a whole other. Roger and I's heads exploded. Yeah, I think that will do it for this our return episode of the Arrow Panel. Hopefully,
We'll be back every day for the next 3 years. So just look up for the next,
yeah. We'll be releasing on Fridays. Is hopefully the schedule. I hope every other Friday is the schedule we hope to get back onto.
Yeah, it's DDR summer. Basically.
It is DDR
We got-
summer. Yeah.
we got,
Eternal sunshine. Eternal sun.
You can follow us on Twitter. We hit over 1,100 followers on Twitter,
Hey,
which was a cool mile marker.
tell your friends. We got a lot of fun tweets. We did a little player introduction thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was a great
Great.
tweet.
was
Yeah,
fun.
that was awesome.
Good job, Dalton. That was Dalton's idea.
Yeah, that was super awesome.
There's a thread of like 200 something player introductions if you go find that tweet.
Yeah.
And
Which is-
if you just want to like meet more people or just like get to know people in the community, and on Twitter especially, I keep telling people like join Twitter if you play DDR. Like that's
For real.
where a lot of the community is.
Or if you just want to fave every single tweet that is on our Twitter page,
and Roger's Twitter page.
you can do that too.
There's some very good tweets on Roger's timeline.
We all got good tweets.
You have a better hit rate than most of us, I think. But yeah, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Life 4, where Omid and I are contractually obligated to mention Life 4.
At Life
For
for
DDR.
DDR.
There's a new rank, Emerald. There's new trials, which are like the sort of courses.
It's another fun account to follow. It's a very promotional account of the promoting of the community.
Yeah.
It'll help you basically focus on goals that'll get you better. That's like the
Yeah,
and join
and
the-
anybody-
And if you don't want to get better like me,
Don't do it. But
and it's for all skill levels.
Yep.
We've got wood. We've
Yep.
got bronze. So it's
all the metals, all
We
the
got talc. We got sandstone.
Yeah,
Aluminum.
Dr. Deep posted on Facebook, he was asking oh, if you've got a gold lamp on the 14 folder, post it here. And it was just crazy to see how many people have the gold lamp on the 14
DDR
folder now.
Yeah.
I think because of Life 4, because at some point,
Definitely.
at some point you have to PFC the 14 folder in order to rank up. And so I think after that, people are oh, I guess I have to play Pluto the First difficult now. So
You have to.
yeah,
Oh,
You have to.
you have to.
I remember
must.
those days. It was a rite of passage.
Rite of passage.
But get involved with the community. Go to tournaments. Talk to people on Twitter and things.
But yes.
Every time I go to the arcade, we're getting back into discussion now. We're about to end, but every time I go to the arcade, I see new people.
I know.
That have
That's awesome. Yeah.
that have EMU's profiles.
I saw some guy at Hayward the other day. I've never seen him before. He was full comboing 16s on double.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did you come from? Who
Ewitz?
are you?
Ewitz?
No.
Oh, Ewitz is so good.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I met him. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
It was Blob Ross.
Oh, yeah, it's a Hayward player. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
See,
Great name,
with every
too.
new round
Shout
one.
out
Nice
to Blob
guy.
Ross.
Nice guy.
Yeah, shout out to Blob Ross. It's great.
That's a very good handle. But yeah, it's just every time I go to the arcade, I'll be gone for a month. I'll go to round one, and there's 20 new people. I'm who are you? I mean, it's awesome,
great.
but
It's great.
it's just wow, these people just
Yeah.
and
Community growth is good. Community growth is good.
It is good.
as long as round one keeps building locations.
Yeah.
Closer and closer to my house.
Yeah. Round one Stonestown win, please.
Oh my god.
God, could you imagine getting Marugame after round one?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
so
think
good.
Stonestown is not a shitty enough mall.
It's got an Apple Store.
Yeah, that's right. It's got an Apple Store.
Are there any malls that have a round one and
The
an Apple
Seattle
Store?
one.
So
The
as it turns
Seattle.
out, the Seattle one does.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
You-
There's another Twitter thread.
That
on
mall,
this.
the Seattle one is an incredible mall.
Yeah?
It's
Yeah, it's actually really nice.
yeah, you go in there. They have fancy ramen restaurants. It's all sorts of good
Why
stuff.
is there a round one there?
Need to go hit up Amber and JV.
Yeah, you should go play.
Yeah.
Seattle players, tell us about your mall.
Give us a list of stores. Just walk around with your
Favorite
camera.
shops.
Do a mall walkthrough
Yeah.
of your local round one. Well, anyway, that's enough rambling. Thank you for listening to the Arrow panel, and
Thank you for playing.